I was talking to somebody who I like and respect in many ways, and I was complaining about the things on the right, and I was talking about, what a fascist is. Do you know what a fascist is? Well, when I say fascist, do you think that's a bad thing? And they're like, well, I'd have to go look it up first to see exactly what that means. I'm like, really? That's, naturally somebody on the right would say that. And it just kind of, and I was like, that's half the problem. If you don't automatically knee-jerk reaction that that's a bad thing, then your world is different than mine.
Well, yeah,
and maybe it's me. I'm having a hard time learning to accept that there's so many people out there like that.
Yeah, I think it's part of that political divide too. It's I think we do kind of conflate fascism. I do sometimes. Like I'll conflate fascism with an authoritarian regime, but I think that there's this problem that a lot of people don't quite understand what fascism is and why it's bad.
Right.
And that's just a lack of education. And it goes to speak to this political divide, like this misinformation that's out there. Right. If you're going to start to normalize fascism, we're in big trouble.
Well, wait, yeah, exactly. And that's what I see happening myself. But this is the deal though. What if the fascist was actually a good guy? What if the fascist who is in control of that fascist government, instead of being a bad guy, murderous bad guy, what if he was a good guy and on our side?
I don't want to go.
That's what they're seeing, I think.
Let's talk about the Webster Dictionary of what fascism is, because I just happened to pull it out. Not pull that out, but pull out the dictionary definition of fascism. A political philosophy, movement, or regime, in parentheses, such as that of the fascisti, that exalts nation and often race above the individual and stands for the centralized autocratic government headed by a dictatorial leader with severe economic and social regimentation and forcible suppression of opposition. That is the dictionary definition of fascism.
Okay, so if you're for that, if you are pro that, you cannot. I think they would be mutually exclusive. You cannot be pro-democracy.
No, you can't be pro-democracy.
Pro-freedom, pro what we have, or what we're supposed to have.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the opposite. If this was like...
And actually, the idea that there is some kind of benign form of fascism is... That is just not true.
Well, and like the argument that I get because I argue about the mask issue a lot of the arguments that I get is, well, that's fascism. That's the government taking away my freedom. But they don't understand what fascism is, because in the same breath, if you talk to them about Putin, well, they'll start to give you some of that normalizing justifications for Putin and what he does. Now, Putin's not a fascist, but at the same time, he's pretty close. And that's what I'm saying. Like this normalizing of this type of behavior, I don't think it's random. I think it's very, very specific to this administration, but it's bringing it out in a lot of the American people to where, like what happened to that greatest generation that defeated the fascist. We're already here to where a lot of people don't even know what fascism is.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's as if the entire country has been primed for decades. The country, as in our country, has been primed in terms of our poor education system, poor healthcare system, and this mentality of all for me and none for you that has brought us to this particular state that we don't even know what the word fascism means anymore.
Yeah. And we're all temporarily inconvenienced millionaires, right? Oh, you're going to tax the rich? I'm so pissed. Me and my $40,000 a year wage. You can't do this to me, because someday I'm going to be rich, and I don't want to be. I don't get that myself.
Well, and it has become another way, like not wearing a mask. It's become another way to rub it in on those snowflakes and laugh at those snowflakes. I mean, it's like the political divide. It's and I know like the streams about like the science denial, but the political divide, I think, really is bringing that to the forefront, because we have half the nation that's willing to be compassionate, listen to the science. Even like say 2 years from now, we find out that wearing a mask didn't help at all. What inconvenience is that even if it's even a possibility that it would help. But it's like they don't even care. It's become a political issue now. And every time they go out in public and they're not wearing their mask, they're, you know, to them, it's actually, hey, you know, fuck you, snowflake. That's pretty much what they're doing.
Well, you know, tribalism, right. This kind of, and you're right, Rage, Mr. Rage, if I can use,
if I may, Mr.
Rage. Yeah, this kind of toxic tribalism has been nurtured basically by the right for, once again, for decades. And now, you know, Donald Trump is just the logical evolution of that.